wouldn't be a Democratic National Convention without Joe Trippi. Joe Trippi, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for those who don't know, Joe and I actually met on Twitter.
That's right, completely.
Which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
When you think about
well, because we never met, and I would just feel like I know you. Gave you a big bear hug.
You did. That's
she actually hugged me back, which was surprising.
That's what social media does for you. Now, you're in a tent full of bloggers.
Yeah.
You came by to see the bloggers. Normally, you'd be off with CBS and ABC and everybody else.
CBS.
Help us, since you are the master of spin and have spun many a campaign, help us wade through the spin we're hearing over there. What do we need to look for? What do we need to do?
I mean, part of the problem is there's no real conflict at the convention. There's no news being provided. I don't think a lot of news isn't being provided by the Obama campaign. I mean, like, you're not releasing an ad a day attacking McCain the way McCain's releasing an ad a day attacking them. So, in that kind of vacuum, I'm not saying it's the Obama campaign's fault, but what I'm trying to say, when there's a vacuum and the other side's dumping, ridiculous ads, but they're ads, and the only thing the press can do when it's running around the hall is there is no news. So there's a tiny bit of Clinton drama, so it gets drummed up because it's all they have to report. I mean, there's nothing else to report. So when you have a convention where there really isn't anything going on, and you're not manufacturing your own news, I put it that way.
Well, we're not.
Yeah, no, that's what
we won't talk about the others.
But the Democratic Party's not manufacturing its own news, then you're going to have exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
The media is going to report on the new McCain ads, even though they're not really a buy. I mean, even though they're not really bought. They're sort of manufactured for the express purpose of getting the media to go look at this. And the same thing, you get one or two delegates on the floor saying, "I won't vote for Obama till Hillary Clinton tells me to."
And that becomes a big story.
And that becomes a big story because there's no other story.
Should they be putting out more news at this convention?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the one thing I would fault the Obama campaign for. Look, I mean, I think they've done a brilliant job on, throughout. Obviously, I mean, they won this thing, but I think they just a little bit, I mean, even Joe Biden, that was a great idea. But what I'm saying is if you'd done it the first day of the convention, that'd be news. In other words, you start drowning out all the McCain news.
And then they kind of control the cycle from then on.
From then on, and I think
makes sense.
It's not like I don't know what other news they could manufacture. I'm just saying
we've gone through policy. Well, today we'll be talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just
foreign policy.
I think the one thing, look, is in 2004 we came out of that convention and we didn't define George Bush. I mean, we didn't. There was a big feeling in the party and the Kerry people that the American people don't like negative, they don't like attacks, so we're not going to attack George Bush here. We're going to be positive, and we're going to tell the country what John Kerry's all about. And what we got out of that convention was John Kerry being on the defensive from the day he left, and
because he wasn't on the offensive.
Right, wasn't on the offensive. And I think that's what you want to see tonight. I think you saw Clinton start to define. McCain did a great job with the Twin Cities line about we can't separate Bush and McCain. But now, will Joe Biden? I mean, that's the drill here. Are they going to take
now,
the McCain
you are a man
people?
who is a world traveler for various reasons and up on foreign policy like I've never seen before. So I would think today in Securing America, the theme of the convention today, something you're going to be listening to very closely to see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I think McCain is so vulnerable. He did support all of Bush's policies. I mean, he was not. Go back and look at the videotape before the going into Iraq. He wasn't saying this is a bad idea. He was there saying let's go with more. I mean, so I think Joe Biden's the right guy to take that on. And
what does he need to say tonight?
What
do you want to hear tonight?
I mean, he needs to say that he needs to do a stark contrast between Barack Obama, not himself, but between Barack Obama and John McCain. and he has to say there's a difference between, a guy who served his country honorably. I mean, he's got to say there's a guy who served his country, and that's great, but we don't need a war hero. We need a leader. We need one with judgment. I think what he has to say is they want to make it about experience. The reality is all that experience was wrong, and this is about judgment. And if you look at the judgment that Barack Obama exercised, his judgment holds up a lot better than John McCain's, and therefore, I think he's a better commander. He'll be a better commander-in-chief than John McCain. He's got to start making that contrast. That's what I think this is about. I mean, if Biden, it's not just about Biden going in and taking McCain's head off.
It's not. I thought that was Biden's role.
No. It's doing it as a real contrast between Barack Obama and John McCain. That if you don't get that contrast, then I think we start to have some problems, because I think in the end, the McCain brand is actually pretty strong. There's a reason he's still hanging in there, and it's because his brand is strong. And if you just whack away on him, people aren't likely to buy that. I think they are. Once you get them to focus in on his judgment versus Obama's, it's hard to come away thinking anything other than Obama's got better judgment than him. So I think that's where you want to make this fight.
Absolutely. One more question, then I'm going to let you go. If you were running this campaign, how would you bring these reluctant women back into the fold?
I mean, I think Hillary Clinton did a great job of starting to do that last night.
I thought she did too.
And I think you saw Michelle in making a point of mentioning Hillary Clinton in her speech and talking about mom.
More of those overtures.
Yeah, and those. I mean, she just reached out, and then also putting in herself in the context of a mom, and then the daughter. Just the way she did what she did, and then the way she reached out to Hillary Clinton. They got to do more of that. I think Barack's got to do that. I mean, he has to.
That's the one thing I'm hearing from my community is they'd like to hear it from Senator Obama a little bit more.
Well, they should. Look, Hillary Clinton's done her part. Now it's time for Barack Obama to do his. And I think the one thing that I found fascinating about the floor last night, just sort of looking at it through the eyes of a Clinton delegate, how many of them just were moved by the fact that all those Obama delegates were cheering her. You know what I'm saying? So
that
it was
a nice moment.
It was, in other words, like, this wasn't 1,800 Clinton delegates going wild about Hillary Clinton. It was the entire floor, and that was, like I said, a real moment, I think, in terms of things coming together. I talked to women on the floor afterwards, women delegate who were for Clinton, and it was interesting. First they were really enthused about her, but this next thing they mentioned was it just felt great to realize that all those people who were for Obama cheered for her.
It's good to know.
And so I think when you think that way, and you see that, if Obama does that tonight, reaches out and you see that, I think that's going to be an amazing moment. I mean, Thursday night, getting my nights messed up.
We all are. Well, we'll all be watching Thursday night.
But that's what I think. I think it's an amazing, I really think that she's done her part. Now let's see Obama do his and leave here. And they still got to do work, more work out there. But look, the fact of the matter is, country's Democratic, many more Democrats than Republicans. More people are self-identifying as Democrats. If Barack Obama wins the Democrats to go to the polls, he wins. And she said, if you're a Democrat, you better get behind Barack Obama. I don't know what else they would have wanted.
We'll see what Joe Biden says tonight, and we'll see what Senator Obama does tomorrow. Joe Trippi, thank you very much.
I'm sorry I'm so verbose. I talk a lot.
It's all right. Katie's a fantastic editor.